Hey everyone! I know you guys really like the new Titan TV Man because now he is truly one of the strongest entities on the series. You were so excited for him that 93% of you voted for a new video about it. So here it is. Today, I'm going to tell you all about TV Man Titan, what his powers we might not have seen yet, what phrases he said in the short video and also in past episodes. And most importantly, we'll talk about the theories and what's coming up in the fourth part of episode 67. I'll show you all the secrets and hidden details about it, and I think you'll really enjoy what you're about to see. Get your tea and snacks ready and watch the video to the end. Let's go. First time we saw Titan TV Man was in episode 41 and it was incredible. He showed us his red TV radiation ability for the first time in that moment. We know that regular TV men have the blue light power, it's hypnosis. Skibidi just freezes and shakes a little bit under the influence of this radiation. But we've also seen TV men make the parasites fight each other with this glow, which means they control the enemy's mind in this way. That's what Skibidi the scientist did when he made the Titan cameraman attack his friend. There's also a white glow that the big TV men have. It probably just makes Skibidi very nervous and prevents them from opening their eyes to fight. But the most powerful glow is the red one. I think it creates such a horrible feeling that enemies are ready to do anything to avoid seeing this. It's also followed by a THX intro sound to shock the Skibidi Toilet's ears. When Titan was upgraded with speakers, it made him much stronger, though we've heard the sound before. TV Titan shows up and destroys an entire squad of Skibidi. It's just freaking incredibly awesome. We also know that the camera protection prevents any kind of radiation, and it's really necessary because the cameramen can also take damage that way. Speakermen don't need protection at all because they don't have a camera, so they're not sensitive to radiation. There's also a yellow glow from TV Woman that sets opponents on fire, and I'm really wondering if it will affect the Speakermen. If her glow is some sort of hypnosis, it probably won't work. But maybe she's just setting her opponents on fire. I'm not sure. Either way, that's not the topic of our video. Since we're talking about Titan TV Man, I think you'll be interested to hear his phrases in the early episodes too. This is where he definitely says, "All toilets will die." And I love it. At least he doesn't seem like a traitor, but we'll talk about that a little later. But for now, listen to it for yourself. But we hear this phrase only in the short version, and in the full video, his words become a bit different. Listen to this moment carefully because I can't understand what he's saying here. If you were able to understand it, write in the comments. At the end, Titan shows us this emotion, and it's exactly what we saw in episode 67, part 3. It seems to me that despite all his power, TV Titan is a very friendly and cool guy among the TV men. Look closely under his TV, there's some weird stuff under there. Maybe it's a mount for his head or some kind of mechanisms inside, I don't know. But we can definitely say that TV Titan is a robot, just like the rest of TV Man, I guess. I say this because we saw something that looked like a neck in an early version of Speakerman, and it was weird. The next time we see Titan is in episode 44. Here he's no longer hiding behind the house, and we can get a better look at everything he has. In fact, his body is similar to the Titan cameraman of the first version, and he also got a longer, cooler cape after the final upgrade. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's go back to the old TV Titan version. Skibidi Octopus appears right in front of him with the exact same tentacles as Skibidi Scientist has. Maybe it's even a reference. He definitely doesn't try to smash the screen with his tentacles either, though he could do something like that. And Titan fights in melee combat for the first time, and he turns out to be quite good at it here as well. If you remember, in episode 43, the Skibidis figured out to wear glasses to protect themselves from the TV men's glow. This guy thought he was invincible with those sunglasses, but they shattered after TV Titan's powerful right hook. Notice that all the TV men are only fought from a distance at first, as if they weren't made for close combat. But Titan TV Man has these sharp things on his elbows and retractable spikes behind his back. It looks like he's made for melee combat as well. I have a guess that the Skibidi Octopus was a robot that was controlled remotely. Skibidi Toilets flushed themselves just to not see that radiation. Cameraman Titan tried to cut off the camera for the same reason, but our bro doesn't try to do anything similar. He just explodes, just like the robotic Skibidi Scientist doll. And right after that, TV Man gets a sneak attack from the Skibidi SWAT squad. In response, Titan tells them, "You are dead." Listen to this. Right after that, several flying speakers join his body and he becomes Cinemaman. Now the glasses become useless against him because the intense sound just makes the glasses crack and shatter. By the way, in the short version of this episode, Titan's phrasing is changed a bit. Now he says, "You are so dead." Listen for yourself. The improved Titan shows the guys a new movie and they destroy each other out of happiness. But then the infected Speakerman shows up, and Cinemaman is clearly not happy about it. I think Titan TV Man has a lot of reasons to be mad at Speakerman, and I really hope he isn't, but we'll talk about that next. Titan TV Man starts fighting Speakerman in the next episode, and I want to believe that he just wants to destroy the parasite. Notice that here, Cinemaman has these rotors, and here they disappear. Apparently he lost them during this fall. By the way, he has a turbine that allows him to jump and attack the enemy. I don't think he can fly with it like he can with Jetpack, but it's still a nice ability. This episode is the first time we see how his swords attach to his back work. They're kind of like robotic arms with harpoons on the end. Cinemaman uses it to tear off some speakers from the infected Titan, but he definitely didn't want to injure him. I think TV Titan was either trying to catch the parasite and unhook it, or he purposely ripped off the speakers to destroy the parasite inside. It's weird that he didn't try to use his glow, since the parasite has eyes, and would have died from that. Let's talk about Cinemaman's phrases in this episode. At the very beginning, he goes to the Speakerman and says, "Come here." But there's another secret phrase that you can only hear in the short version. Here, before teleporting, he says, "I will find you. Listen for yourself." Also, between episodes 45 and 46, some time has passed. Apparently, Cinemaman has been chasing Titan all night. First of all, we see that it's morning, and second, those torn-off speakers on the blades disappeared somewhere in the new episode. In this episode, we see TV Titan using his blades again and killing the vacuum toilet with them. Apparently, he didn't like this Skibidi invention and says disgusting afterward. By the way, here we can see Cinemaman's personality again. He shows us an face. Apparently, he enjoys destroying Skibidi toilets, even if they are disgusting. But in the next episode, we find out that the whole chase for the infected Speakerman was just a trap. And now TV Titan will have to face the Skibidi toilets boss. In general, the 47th episode is the most important in the history of Titan TV Man, because here he showed all his abilities, and after that he was needed to improve for so long. In the beginning, he teleports behind the infected Speakerman and realizes that it's a trap. He says pathetic trap, by the way. Pathetic trap. Note that his radiation is affecting enemies at a very long distance. Damn, G-Man is obviously not happy about that. But we know this guy is stronger than normal Skibidi toilets. He's even able to resist flushing. And I'm sure that 1 versus 1 G-Man would never have beaten Titan TV Man. But he got help from this Skibidi guy and sneakily attacked Cinemaman from behind. This man sawed off his speakers and back swords, but that didn't stop TV Titan at all. During the fight with this flying Skibidi, Titan says, "You are so bad. Listen." "You're so bad." Right there, it looks like G-Man blew up the turbine with lasers, but I don't think that's true. If the turbine had exploded, Titan would have been badly injured. And here we see that only the attachment was destroyed. But even without all the extra weapons, Cinemaman is able to defeat G-Man. We can see that. Also, his weird sharp things on his elbows are actually something like a hook on a chain. Titan would have definitely destroyed G-Man if there wasn't an infected Speakerman who attacked from behind again. Because of this, Cinemaman had to retreat and teleport away blindly. In doing so, the Skibidi toilets were left with all their weapons sawed off, but not the TV. Meanwhile, Skibidi scientists clearly got these abilities in some other way, but we'll talk about that in another video. Titan teleported to the base, and after that didn't appear until episode 66. I think it's time to talk about all of his improvements and secrets in the new episode. First of all, his sword looks like Optimus Prime's sword from Transformers. Most likely Dafuq was inspired by these characters when creating the improved Titan. This is not surprising since we can see his old animations where Transformers were used. Now Titan doesn't have weird spiky things on his elbows, and apparently he can't pull opponents to him either. However, his sword is attached to his forearm, and it's retractable. There's a chance that he can now shoot his sword at his opponent like a hook and pull him in the same way. Also, we see that the turbine and familiar harpoons have been restored to him, and that's pretty cool. Maybe the blades on the back now have some more interesting features. At least I hope so. The 2 extra screens now slide right out from behind the main screen, just like the big TV man. As I said before, there are these metal sharp spikes on his arm. Maybe they extend out to increase damage when he punches. Notice how his core opens up before he fires and some kind of discharge or something starts flying around him. It looks like some space-style things, but it's pretty epic, not gonna lie. I think Boom showed us the laser beam from Speakerman's core in Part 2 for a reason. It's to get us to compare it to Titan's new TV beam. Oh my god, just look how powerful it is. It just burned out everything inside that fake scientist's head. Also, I think his sword has some extra abilities. Maybe it can turn into other weapons or something. Also, in the short version of the episode, you can hear that Titan's phrasing has changed. It's just me, or here he says something like, piece of cake. Listen for yourself. Also in this version, there is a secret phrase, where are you going? I think he says it to the G-Man who decided to escape. But what he says at the end, I cannot understand, and I also ask you to write in the comments if you were able to understand it. In the original version, he said, that's all at this point, or something to do with the whole. That's possible too. But here, I can't understand his words at all. We can also hear music during Titan's TV appearance. And it's the same music that was in episode 41, but it can only be heard in the short versions. Also, Dafuq said that episode 67 is not finished yet, and we should wait for the 4th part. I have no idea what can happen there, because I think the episode is logically finished. That means that Dafuq can show us anything in the new part, but it will be something unexpected. Most likely we will see the appearance of secret agents, but this is not the main thing that awaits us. The most possible option that I see is the betrayal of the TV men, if you ask me. Maybe not all of them are traitors, but some of them might be. There's also a chance that we could be in for a surprise when G-Man shows up with his clone army, or the real Skibidi the scientist shows up. Either way, we should get ready for something legendary. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. I also wait for you on my other channels where I analyze multiverse episodes, and that was me, Skibidi Toilet. See ya!